Good morning, everyone. So it is about 5 in the morning right now, and I am on my way into the hospital so I can go have a surgery. It's a minor surgery. I'm having a endometrial ablation done today because of my heavy periods that started it's been about 2 years that they've been just ridiculously heavy. I know this is tea on my moments, but I'm hoping it will help some of you guys because I saw some videos about the procedure and about people's recovery, and I decided to document my own briefly. So today I'm going in, having the procedure. To give you kind of a little bit more background on the types of experiences I've had is I can't describe them any way other than saying like complete blowouts. Like I'm thinking of a baby's diaper that, I've had 5 kids of my own. So when they explode and you're like, what? And it's all up the t-shirt. Well, I've had situations like that all of a sudden. I've had really like flowy, like almost water periods to where I was like, I can't even go anywhere. I was just in Trinidad and Tobago a couple of months ago, and I went through 4 outfits in one day. I mean, this is wearing a pad, this is wearing a pad, and at one time I had a pad and a tampon on, and I had it on for 4 hours because I was out throughout the day. So 4 hours, and 4 hours it was done. I was like through my clothes already. So I said, nope, forget it. I'm actually going to do it. And so I originally was thinking, let me just go ahead and have hysterectomy. I have a family history of all the women, and the total of, I could tell you, so between my mother, her 3 sisters, her mother, 2 of my sisters have all had hysterectomies. And so I was just signing up, let me have hysterectomy. I'm done having kids, hysterectomy, let's go. And my doctor recommended we try this first. Now, one of my sisters has had an ablation done, and she was like, I did it 3 months later, my periods were back, and I'm trying to lean on the side of my story will be different, hopefully. God in my fingers. But that's it. So I should be in there in surgery for about 15 to 20 minutes from what my doctor told me, and then recovery for an hour. I've been put to sleep before. This is like local anesthetic, so I've been put to sleep before, so I'm not too freaked out about that. Recovery time, they say it's just going to be some minor cramping, if not just minor. I've dealt with that, that's for sure, because these months the cramping has actually been worse than they were before, so I'm hoping it's not much different than a bad month of cramping. I don't take any other medication other than like Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, so I won't be able to take anything else stronger. If it hurts worse, I just have really bad reactions to medicine. Lucky me, but I do have a high tolerance for pain, really high tolerance. Like, I'm trying to always have my kids without anything until my body decides to freeze up on me, and I then therefore need to, at 8 centimeters, not able to have a baby. So I have a high tolerance if I can wait to 8 centimeters to have a baby. So I think I'll be fine on that. I'm saying all this, and when I do an update, I don't know what it's going to be like, but we shall see. All right, so that's my 5 a.m. update. Heading to the hospital now. Should be there by 6:30, and we will see what this is all about. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so it is 9:20 a.m. I am done, and I'm feeling fine. A little sleepy, but not like groggy. And I am on my way to get something to eat, and then go home, sleep for a little bit more just to catch up on normal sleep from the night. Not that I'm super sleepy from the medication. And no real pain, a little bit of cramping, but not bad. We'll see what it's like next couple hours. All right. Peace. Okay, so I'm about 2.5 hours after surgery, and I'm home. I'm in bed. I did come home and like immediately fall asleep, but before that I actually stopped and ate at Chick-fil-A. Got something to eat actually at Chick-fil-A to go. But I am home now in bed. I don't have too much pain. I was a little nervous to go to the bathroom, but once I did, I actually felt a little bit better, a little pressure off my bladder. But not too much pain. I can't even call it like a 5. It's like a 3 when it comes to pain. So not too bad, not too bad. Let's see what tomorrow's like. We're leaving tonight. Maybe there's still some medication that's still in my body that's helping me not feel pain, but right now I'm feeling pretty three-ish. So that's my update. I will update a little bit later, especially if something majorly changes. Other than that, I'm doing good. So endometrial ablation took place this morning. I think I went into surgery around 7:30, 7:45 maybe. And then by 9:15, I was already in the car after the recovery and everything. So I'm pretty good. All right. That's it. Peace.
Hey everybody, so I wanted to give a last update. The last video I had was the day of the surgery. Now it's been quite a bit. The surgery was December 19th and now it is February. So I'm all the way, fast forward. It's February 7/28. I don't even know the date today. Okay, it is February 27th. And it's been some time. The first month, just to give you the fast forward update, what has happened. So since the surgery, I was doing fine. That first night, I didn't update that first night. That first night, I was doing good, no problems. The next day, I felt a little bit of pressure as I walked around and did stuff just because I moved around. I went to work the next day, just to give you that heads up. But I went to work the next day. I sit down at my desk most of the day. Every once in a while, you know, getting up and walking around. But just having to get up and walk about, I felt a little bit of pressure and a little bit of discomfort, but very minor. I did say earlier that I have a high tolerance for pain, but it was a little bit of pressure, but nothing to make me even want to take Tylenol. So that's a heads up on that. And then within 2 days, there was no problems at all. I did have, and I'll tell you this, I did have discharge for days and days and days and days and days afterwards, which was, it was not, I don't even know what the substance was. I have to say it like that. It was just kind of, it was a lot of discharge. And not like a bad period. It just was every day, all day long, pretty much. I would say for 3 weeks, to be honest with you. And that was killing me. And I was like, come on, let this be over. Because it pretty much was like I had a period. I wore a pad. It was like I had a period. I didn't want to stick anything up there. I didn't want any chances of infection. So nothing there for 3 weeks. The doctor didn't say anything about waiting 3 weeks to do anything or whatever. But I was staying on the safe side. And once that stopped, by the time the 3 weeks were up, my period actually came. It was the timing, looking on my period cycle or calendar. It was a time where I was supposed to have a period. And so I actually had a slight period. It was like a period. I mean, I would say one of those ones that lasted for about 4 days, but it was very light. And I was like, oh, you know what? If I end up with periods like this for the rest of the time I'm going to have periods, perfectly fine. I'm good with that one. And so that was the same month. Again, that was December. It was still in December. That was in December. January came about. I had a period. I was on vacation. I brought stuff just in case my period was going to be wild, crazy, whatever. I brought enough supplies, I felt, for Army. But I actually, surprisingly enough, I only needed liners. Panty liners is all I used for the month of January's period. Now here we are in February. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a period this month or anything's going to happen. We are already at January 27th. I've had no sign of, excuse me, did I say February? I don't know what month. They were on February 27th. I've had no sign of a period coming my way at all. No cramping and things like that. And I will go back a little bit and say in January when I had the period, I had a little, like the same signs when you know your period's about to come. You feel a little icky, a little groggy, moody, and all that stuff. A lot of moody. But this month I haven't had anything. I have to probably ask my other half because he might beg to differ. But I haven't had anything crazy. As you see, I sit here with the wine. The wine glasses must be helping. And that's about it. There's been so many questions. I've been telling friends about this procedure so far. There's been a lot of questions that I've had. And I'm hoping to get other questions from you guys that I might not be thinking of just right off the bat, just because right now I'm like smooth sailing. I am so happy I did the ablation instead of having a hysterectomy to try it first. And I would say the reasons why I didn't want to do it at first, because I was like, why go through a surgery, be put to sleep, and if it's gonna, my period's gonna possibly come back and, you know, and be the same thing, I'll have to have a second surgery. So I was like, go ahead and have the hysterectomy, Tanisha, and get it over with. I'm really glad my doctor, Dr. Inouye, who is amazing, my OBGYN was like, let's try this. He said, 20 years ago, 20 something years ago, it wasn't even heard of, but it came about then. And people, instead of doing a DNC or a hysterectomy, they've been leaning towards doing this ablation procedure. And I am so happy I did so. You guys are probably just staring at my forehead. But I'm happy I did. I will continue to, I feel free to ask questions again. And I will give updates if something changes. But otherwise, other than, I think the worst part of this procedure, the worst was the 3 weeks of discharge, which I was like, because I'm like, what is it? It was, it was definitely different. It wasn't a period. It was, I don't know. But I was like, my body's falling apart. But no smells or nothing like that. So just so you guys know, that would have been a sign of infection. Nothing crazy like that, but just the discharge was too much for me to deal with. I'm used to, I don't like periods at all. So I'm so happy I probably will not have to deal with them at all anymore. Thank you. And thank you. All right, you guys. Stay tuned for any other updates. And peace.